For a lot of us, having a fixed mindset is easy to have. A lot of us think that whatever ability we have right now, we can't change it. However, when you start having a growth mindset, you realize that wherever you're at right now is just a starting point. Hey everybody, Michael Lately here, professional speaker. In today's video, we're going to talk about the differences between a growth and a fixed mindset. Every decision we make tends to boil down to whether it's fixed or growth. We're going to break down 4 different things people look at and how their mindset affects them. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and comment button to ensure that you can see all the videos that come after this. Let's jump on in. For a lot of us, having a fixed mindset is easy to have. A lot of us think that whatever ability we have right now, we can't change it. However, when you start having a growth mindset, you realize that wherever you're at right now is just a starting point. A lot of times we don't think about how our mindset impacts our day-to-day decisions. And truly, it impacts all types of areas of our life. It sometimes deters how much we're gonna go, or it pushes us forward on what we're trying to succeed in. Understanding the differences in the mindset as well as how it affects you on a daily basis is important. And in a moment, we're gonna go over 4 different areas in your life that mindset affects. The first area we're going to talk about are goals. Now, a person with a fixed mindset, they measure their goals by performance. And there's nothing wrong with it because we know we get performance evaluations yearly, quarterly, monthly, whatever it might be. It doesn't hurt to understand what you're aiming for. However, you're going to hear me say however as a comparison between the two, having a growth mindset actually is impacted by learning. Now, for all of my learners, especially if you're taking the Clifton Strengths, you know what your learning style is. Think about it. When you're learning something, you enjoy it. But if you're just aiming for something without actually going through the process, sometimes you lose that joy in it. When you're looking at whether you have a fixed or a growth mindset in this area, think about your goals right now. Are you basing the way you're destined to be on someone else's opinion, or are you just enjoying the process and getting all into it and just taking into account what you have to do to get there? Depending on where you're at, it doesn't mean you can't change, because if you couldn't change, you'd be in a fixed mindset. You can start looking at the differences in just goal setting in itself. Are you just going to measure everything by performance? Or are you going to be able to measure it by how much you learn? Depending on what mindset you're aiming for will dictate that. A fixed mindset will mean you're just only aiming for performance. Rather, a growth mindset means you're aiming for the learning process as well. The next part we're going to talk about are how you respond to things. With a fixed mindset, you see failure and success as a measuring stick for yourself. You see failure as the worst thing that can happen to you, but you minimize your success. Now let's take someone that has a growth mindset. They see every failure as a win, and success is something that's really good. Once again, in the growth mindset, you really enjoy the learning process because you know everything that you go through, everything that you've been through up to this point is part of the process. You don't see it as you're losing part of yourself or you wasted your time doing a particular activity. With the fixed mindset, you tend to go back to those losing moments and you have a tough time capitalizing on them, only because you don't realize that any failure you have or any success you have is only one point, and it's always up to you on where you go from there. A growth mindset will take those failures and those successes, highlight both of them, and help you proceed forward, understanding that they're all part of the learning cycle. The third part your mindset affects is effort. Someone with a fixed mindset, they look at ability being greater than effort. On the other hand, or however, someone with the growth mindset looks at effort over ability. Typically, there's a ratio. If you have a fixed mindset, you're going to look at your effort is about 35% and your ability is 65%. You flip that, someone with a growth mindset will say 35% is ability, 65% is effort. A lot of things you can do boils down to hard work. Now, there has to be some ability, some intelligence, some stuff involved, but a lot of people get to where they're at because of hard work. I know myself, for example, I didn't always know how to publicly speak. I didn't really have the ability to go and do it, but through effort, I increased my ability. So I understood that by working hard, I can get to the destination I wanted to get to, particularly in the area of speaking. Now, some of you are in the same category. You sometimes view working hard as not knowing how to do it. Well, we don't know everything. Let's just keep it real. Sometimes being talented, sometimes having a lot of ability doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It doesn't mean that it's going to help you with the overall process. But people that have a fixed mindset, they put so much time and effort into ability that they undervalue effort. Rather, people with a growth mindset understand that, you know what, if I work hard, there's a better chance I can get to where I'm at if I'm just good at what I do, but don't work at it. So when you're looking at your mindset, once again, specifically in the effort area, if you take a fixed mindset, you're gonna overvalue ability, undervalue effort. And then if you have a growth mindset, you're going to overvalue effort and undervalue your ability, understanding that with enough hard work, you will more than likely get to where you need to be. The last part of this video that we're going to talk about that mentions mindsets and how it affects people are strategies. A person with a fixed mindset will see one way to go in their life. And as soon as they get hit with the roadblock, they fall backwards and they cannot think about how to get around it because so much of their life was, hey, you're going to go down this path. You're going to go down this one row. With the growth mindset, you hit that same wall, but you tell yourself, you know, there's another way around it. I don't always have to go through the wall to get to my destination. I can take alternate routes. Going back to strategy, when it comes to strategizing your path, with the growth mindset, you know there's multiple ways to get there, just not one. Once again, as a speaker, I've learned that there's a lot of ways I can impact people. There's just not only one. There's multiple ways to do it. And it's allowed me to use the growth mindset to reach more people in that way. If I only knew one way on how to reach people, I would be stuck in a fixed mindset, and it would deter me from ever trying anything different. When it comes to strategies, realize that there's more than one way versus just taking one, and then you'll realize the difference between a fixed and a growth mindset. Hey, thank you everybody for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this shorter video on the differences between a fixed and a growth mindset. I really wanted you to quickly understand where you may be at in your life. Now, obviously, I'm going to promote a growth mindset because I do believe that it takes you to that next level wherever you're at right now. But I don't forget the purpose of having a fixed mindset. Depends on where you're at in your life. You may be going through either or, but truly understand that as you progress, as you come out of your shell, as you go into your walk in life, a growth mindset will allow you to get that big vision of what you deserve. If you didn't get a chance, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. Please leave a comment. Let me know, are you a person with a fixed mindset or are you a person with a growth mindset? Thank you. Have a great day.